Oh, yeah. All right, so we got a good one to go over here, guys, and I'll tell you what, I had a situation with pocket fours. You're not going to believe it. You're just going to have to sit there and wait. We got some good stuff to go over before that, and as I'm getting into this, I always like to get a little background on myself, guys. I've been playing for the last couple of decades, play like 4 to 5 times per week, and, I really hone in when I'm playing, right? It's that, you know, I understand all the concepts and everything, but really what you want to focus on, in my opinion, especially as you move up, is you want to just outplay the people at your table, right? That's really all you got to do, man. So, putting in bluffs, going for value, knowing when to lay something down, these are all things that you got to pay attention to. And obviously, you'll be playing against better people as you move up. You just got to adjust, man, and you got to want to get better, right? Now, we do have an awesome community in the pinned comment. You can talk to me there one on one. I could give you a lot more than I can give here. I could also get my full setup down there as well. Also, if you guys could tap the like, man, and let's get right into this. Questions, comments, things like that, feel free to message me. Does take me typically a few days to get back to people, but it is what it is. And if you guys could just tap that like for me, man, I would totally appreciate that. All right, so we had pocket ducks right here. The ducks were swimming in a pond. And, sometimes when they're swimming in a pond, you got to throw a little bread in the water, maybe a couple pretzels or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just to, like, feed the ducks. But, yeah, we had nothing, man. River card was a three, so it sounded like we were going to get there anyways. And in that spot right there, it just didn't seem like bluffing was going to do anything. So, you know, it is what it is. All right, we got the ace king though coming up next. Let's see what happens here. Definitely would like to see a re-raise here with the ace king. I don't know if it happened in this spot, but let's see. Now I also like to take a look at the table when I'm sitting down, see who's doing good, who's doing bad or whatever. And it looks like player 4 is the only one who's doing okay, as well as player 3. Everybody else is kind of just chopping around. But I tell you what, man, we got a spot coming up here. You're just not going to want to miss this. That's all I got to say. All right. And nothing on the flop for us, but I am going to continue barreling here, man. We got a barrel. We got a barrel with a little 13 piece or whatever that was, and we took it down. All right, so next hand here we had in king 6 suited, and we were first to act right there. Normally, unless everybody's playing super tight, I'll typically just fold that. You know what I'm saying? I will mix things up though. But if we were like on the button, for example, or a little bit later to act, yeah, I'll probably raise it with the king 6. You know what I'm saying? But right there, whatever, discipline lay down. We'll see if it would have worked out for us or not, anyways. All right. It didn't even matter, but he folded it. Now, I did kind of notice everyone's playing pretty tight at this table for the most part, I would say. And now we got the king 5 suited, man. I think we got to see a flop now with the king 5 suited since we are in the big blind here. Y'all know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying. Let's do this. Let's do this, okay? But yeah, don't go anywhere, guys. I'll tell you what, we got a real big hand coming up here as well as some other good stuff. And like I said, man, if you're just kind of like looking to step things up a little bit, want to take it a little bit more seriously or whatever, like I said, you get my full setup in the pinned comment as well as you can just get in our community, okay? All right, anyways, nothing going right there, man. I was really hoping we would see something there with the king 5 since with the king 6 go. Now we got a 6-5 offsuit. Do I play this? Do I raise it? What do I do, man? Just in the small blind here. Kind of expecting player 4 to put a little button raise out there, but he didn't. And here we are, man. We got the 6-5. I mean, we got a monster here, guys. We got to raise this up. We got to raise the 6-5 offsuit up, man. All right, back over to player 6. Let's see if he indulged us or just let this go. He re-raised us. Do I call? I let this one go, guys. I let this one go. So, starting things off here, not a whole lot going just yet, but we are just warming up, and we're going to start trending up shortly. It's just that, kind of getting a feel for the players at the table, which is like what I said, man. You sit down, you see everybody's playing, and then you kind of just make your adjustments then. And right now, I'm just kind of getting a feel. All right, queen 7, we're letting this go. Player 3, did he limp into that hand? He did. All right, a bunch of low cards. Now, whenever you see somebody limp from early position, you could typically be putting them on like low pocket pairs, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, or, you got your, pseudo connectors in there as well. sometimes people just like to limp. I kind of just prefer to open with it, you know, open raise, but to each their own, y'all. To each their own. All right, player three, a little 5-piece out on the flop, man. Just a little 5-piece. A little 5-piece. What's he gonna do? All right, he called it. Turn card is a jack. Doesn't really change a whole lot here. Not really thinking player one has a whole lot here. I think player three's got something sneaky, though. All right, anyways, maybe not. He checked it over. Let's see what happens here on the river. I couldn't tell you what either of these guys has. Maybe player one's got a pair of threes or something. I feel like player one's got to look him up, man. Come on. Look him up. Interesting. Okay, well, whatever. That's how that one went. And are we here already? Did we make it? I think we did. All right, we got pocket fours, guys. So kind of early on, we get a small pocket pair. We're in the we're still a little limp here. You know what I'm saying? Sneak attack, whatever. Like I said, I normally raise every once in a while. I will also do a little limp here, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying? Okay, back over to player three. You know, it really kind of just felt like not a whole lot was going to happen with this hand, but sometimes it's the hands that you expect nothing from, and then you're like, oh, okay, like, let's do this, man. All right, player three is going to raise this up. Let's see what he raised it to. All right, he went, and guys, look, I'm going to tell you right now, he's making it obvious he has a good hand. You don't want to do this, man. He kicked it up to the 25 piece. So now we could definitely be putting him on ace, king, ace, queen suited, and all the mid pocket pairs. So now we have a range of what we think he probably has, just based on how he's open raising. He's kind of giving his hand away. You don't want to do that, man. So I'm just going to call here. We got the 4. Now, obviously, I know I'm ahead here, and I'm actually really hoping he's got an overpair at this point, but I can't exactly put him on that. An overpair here, probably hard to get away from if we built this pot now. And this is one of those tricky spots where it's like, do you want to just call here? Do you want to re-raise it? If he, you know, I'm expecting him to put something out there anyways, even if he missed this flop. But he checked it, which puts us in a spot. What do we do? I decided to check it over, which might not have been the best play, but when the ace hit on the turn, I felt like that was a really good card for us because, you know, now we could definitely be putting him, if he puts something out there, you know, ace, king, ace, queen type of stuff. And the question is, can he get away from it if he does? I mean, this was such like one of those flops where there's nothing out there, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's going to be hard to get away from an ace, king type of hand or ace, queen. I mean, what could you be putting your opponent on? But I am expecting him now to put something out there. And he went pretty decent sizing here, 52 piece. It didn't feel like a bluff. It just felt like he's probably trying to protect his ace, which you would as well if you were on the other side of this with like ace, king, or ace, queen. You know, you don't want somebody to kind of like draw you out at this point. And if they are going to draw you out, you're going to make them, you know, you're not going to make it easy to continue. So I'm like thinking about this. Do I kick it up now? What do I do? I think we got to kick it up now, guys. Flatting this doesn't make much sense. We got to build it. We only got the river to come here. So I did. I went for the min. Okay, just a min, trying to bait him in a little bit here if he has ace, king, or ace, queen. You know, we're just trying to bait him in. Is it going to work? Let's find out. Now, I was definitely keeping my fingers crossed this would work. Let's see, though. All right, so he's thinking about it. Now, I slowed this hand down because I just wanted to go over my thought process on it, but I do like the min here. I wasn't expecting this next, though. I really wasn't. He just came over the top. So I'm not really putting this guy in aces. Ace, king still. And that's exactly what he had, you guys. Drawing dead, going to the river is always a good feeling. And I'll tell you guys what, man. I think that, you know, player 3 in that spot might have overplayed the ace king a little bit. maybe not. Maybe he was putting us on a pair with maybe like a draw and he just wanted to protect his hand. I don't really know. I'm also curious. Do you guys think that player three made a good play there or not? You know, I'm not judging him. I think that's just a tough spot in general for most people to get away from, and it's hard to put somebody on like pocket fours or pocket sevens or threes right there. You know, especially because I checked it over, which was actually pretty sneaky of me. You know, that we got the ace on the turn right there, and I think I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that, man. Now that we're running this back, I'm like, oh, okay, like that was a good spot for us. I called with the 8-5 here mainly because we were in the big blind. Not the flop we wanted, but we're actually not drawing dead either. I mean, we have a 6 possibility. Plus, this guy might have anything, so maybe our cards are both live right here, but I wasn't expecting a whole lot from this. Let's see, though. See if I got that 6, man. Pick up sticks. Get the 6, pick up sticks. Got to rhyme it a little bit here. All right, definitely not the the card we wanted to see to the turn here. You know, do we bluff at this? It's probably not going to work, but I felt like, you know, if we check it, we're definitely losing, you know. So it's kind of like, I guess maybe we just bluff at this and see what happens kind of thing, even though I was pretty confident it wasn't going to work. You know, it is what it is. Not my greatest bluff. This guy is going to call us off. I think he just has a pair too. Let's see. Yeah, he had the king. If he didn't have the king, guys, then I think that definitely would have worked. So it was kind of just bad luck on our part. But we got a couple more hands to go over here. But, you know, I'm always making an effort to post for you guys. We got a lot of good stuff, obviously, on the channel. But, you know, you really want to get my full setup or just get in the community, guys. Always posting in there as well. So that'll be in the pinned comment. Subscribe at the very least. Watch the next couple hands. We'll see you in the next one.